course, among the pieces of legislation from bill to a law is the Philippine Space Act, where we had a separate, I think, presentation on this, particularly when we inaugurated the Ulysses project, which is the university laboratory for space, for small satellites and space engineering at the University of the Philippines. So, passed into law not more than 1 month ago, August 8. Ano na ba ngayon? September 5. Okay? Wala pang 1 month. Kaya lang hindi siya under the DOST. Siya ay under the Office of the President. Okay? And there is a Space Council that will govern it, policy-wise, chaired by the President of the Philippines with 2 vice chairs, namely the Secretary of DOST and the Secretary of the Department of National Defense. So you can see there our people at work, okay, and the different areas where the law, okay, will actually focus on, or the agency will focus on, focusing on national security, on hazard management, on space R&D, on space industry capacity building, on education, and on international cooperation. Next slide. Going back to the innovation pillars, where we have discussed human resource, business sophistication, and knowledge and technology outputs, maybe we can skip this slide and go to the next, just to show that our industry-academic collaboration has already moved on from the initial 4 projects in 2018. There are now 18 approved projects. This is to create a synergistic relationship between academia and industry with the goal of integrating Philippine research and development. As I have said many times before, we have 2 groups very eager to do research: the academe, the professors, for example, and the industry. Okay, the academe, the professors are very eager to do R&D because, number 1, it is now part, okay, of their university functions, not only to teach but also to do research and extension work. Number 2, because they want, okay, to be recognized through their publications and the intellectual properties that they will own, and ultimately, of course, that will bring them up to either to be promoted, or some of them can even launch their own startup technology companies. But now, we bring them closer to industry, because industry wants to do research to solve their problems, to discover new products and new technologies. For example, one of the favorite topics in the collaboration is how to make use of the potential out of the waste products that are discarded in the manufacture of goods, where there is still value that can be obtained. No? So, for example, you talk of pineapple, okay? You get the pineapple slices, okay, that are canned and exported, but there is so much material still that remains where you can extract new products, okay? Just as an example. And here we have disbursed a total of 87 million, okay? We justify that because the knowledge that is discovered anyway, okay, is still owned by the public. I mean, although there is, of course, the first preference for the partner, but ultimately this will become additional knowledge that can be shared. Next is examples of projects under the Cradle project, which is really the collaboration between industry and academe. Teka muna, wag muna nyo ilipat. TIP, okay, Technological Institute of the Philippines, one of the private higher educational institutions that came first to apply for a Pradel grant. Okay? And this is the use of artificial intelligence on medicinal drug discovery. Okay? So, because there are so many ingredients that you will find in a plant that is known to have medicinal value, and you shorten the process of identifying shall we say, the most promising through artificial intelligence. Okay, next example. Hindi na pala example ito. These are statistics on intellectual property filings for the so-called ITSO member institutions. ITSO, these are the intellectual, ano nga yun, these are the universities, okay? This is actually a collaboration between us and ITO, okay? Where we create ITSO offices in different universities. These are the technology, kalimutan ko na yung ibig sabihin ng ITSO. Kasi yung word na yan, hindi naman DOST ang nag-coin, it was coined by IPO. Okay? So these are offices that cater to the IP concerns of the universities. Okay? Next, we have our support to technology transfer. This is done by a number of programs also, depending on the kind of clientele. So we have Fast Track is a funding assistance for spin-off and the translation of research in advancing commercialization. Okay? So funding assistance for spin-off and translation of research in advancing commercialization. So that's the program called Fast Track. The other one is Impact, Intellectual Property Management Program for academic institutions commercializing technologies. So, kita nyo na magkakaiba yung clients dito. Doon sa una, siya yung mga nag-i-spin off. Yung isa naman sa universities or institutions. Yung pangatlo is elevating the DOST TBI network services and programs from the level where we used to operate, now targeting industry level 4.0. And we have the HARIT, okay, pakibasa nga Raul kung ano yung sabihin ng HARIT.
Higher Education Institution Readiness for Innovation and Technopreneurship.
Higher Education Institution Readiness
for Innovation and Technopreneurship.
For innovation and technopreneurship. This is really the incubator program. Okay? And then we have the Startup Nation, which actually is a grant given to startups, okay, more for furthering product development through research. Okay? So, magkaka-related yan, and although iba-ibang categories, yung isa doon mismo sa mga nag-i-spin off, yung isa naman doon sa institutions, okay? Yung isa naman yung pag-ooperate ng incubators, okay? And then the other one is really to further the research so that it will be become a mature and ready-to-market product. Next are the location of our technology business incubators. Mamaya makikita nyo dun sa map. Now we have 44 of them. And it is not confined to the so-called IT type of incubating companies. We have also agricultural startups that are incubated in some universities. I think there are 12 universities that are focusing on agri-based startups. Then the next slide are examples of the so-called DOST-assisted startups that have already, shall we say, graduated into full-blown enterprises. Okay? Rurok Industries. Ito ba yung sa bisikleta?
Yes.
Okay. Retail Gate, okay, which is more of more on the pricing data on retailing. And then you have the Mashibox, Futuristic Aviation and Maritime Enterprises, Nanotronics, Cropital, Scientific, Farmwatch, Grayscale, Bigormin. Okay, familiar ako sa Rurok, familiar ako sa Bigormin, familiar ako sa Nanotronics at sa Retail Gate. Yung Nanotronics, sila talaga yung nag-develop ng mga products na nanotechnology particles, mostly coming from natural products, okay? Actually, different sources. At yun, ang ginagamit ngayon as inputs, as raw materials to produce products. Okay? So, yung dati, halimbawa, ng mga yung mga usual polymers ang ginagamit, ngayon, nanotechnology particles na ang ginagamit. Okay? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, yung nag-umpisa niyan was, ito yung Mapua ba yun? Lasal. Okay, pero lumipat siyang naging teacher sa Mapua and then until he transferred to AIM kayata. So marami siyang pinuntahan. Until ngayon, meron na siyang company. Next is the location of our NICER centers. So there are now 15 that has been approved. You will notice that the amount that we have devoted to this is a significant amount of more than 500 million pesos. And you can see the kind of expertise that they have. Very, very specific and narrow, but they have a very strong capability to do research in that area. Okay? So, pwede na rin sila mag-offer, or some of them are already offering MS and PhD in these specific areas or related to these specific areas. So, karamihan po sa kanila ay agriculture-related pa rin, itong unang batch. And we understand that because in the regions, most of the universities are originating from agricultural colleges. Some of them are coming from the trade institutes, but most of them are coming from the agricultural colleges na naging universities. So, freshwater fisheries in Isabela, citrus for Nueva Vizcaya, astronomy for Rizal Technological University, potato for Benguet, sweet potato for Tarlac, tamarind for Pampanga, disaster risk related management health for UP Manila, crustacean in Samar State U, Moldos in UP Visayas, environmental informatics in UP Cebu, biodiversity in Cebu Technological University, industrial tree plantations in Caraga, and sea cucumber in MSU Naawan, renewable energy for Ateneo de Manila University in Region 11. Next slide are some of the infrastructure or institutions that have been recently established, okay, which brings us to a higher level in terms of the so-called modern or emerging technologies. Okay, tinatandaan ko yung initials niyan, usually GNR. Sino makakahula yung sabihin ng GNR? G is for genomics, N is for nanotechnology, and R is for robotics. Ito yung mga emerging technologies ngayon na nagiging major platforms for R&D. Genomics, nanotechnology, and robotics. What is in common in these fields? Okay, they bring together several basic disciplines. So in genomics, you have biology, you have physics, you have IT brought together. In nanotechnology, ganun din. Meron kang chemistry, meron kang physics, okay? Meron kang material science. In robotics, of course, you have mechanical, electrical, electronics put together. So ito yung common sa mga so-called emerging technologies where we have already made ourselves capable. Okay? For the Genome Center, the first one was set up in UP Diliman. The second one will be set up in Mandurriao. Tama ba yun? In UP Visayas, I think. in sa Visayas. Miag-ao. Yeah, in Miag-ao, when you have UP Visayas, and I think in Mindanao, in southeastern, UP Mindanao, in UP Mindanao. Kasi nga pala, itong Genome Center ay nagsimula as a collaboration between UP and DOST. So yung mga susunod pa, this is still a collaboration between UP and DOST with the help of CHED. Let us not forget the help that CHED has been given to this. The next one are the Class Luna centers. You can see them again in the maps. And I always tell this story that when we started, yun ang kainaman po ng nandun na sa DOST nung araw. I remember that it was only DOST and UP Manila that were collaborating for drug discovery and development. And you know, it takes a long time. Ngayon, there are 10 universities that are involved doing the different aspects from screening of the plants and marine samples, okay, to the testing for harmful effects and toxicity, to the isolation of the active ingredients that have potentials to cure certain diseases, up to a certain point, yung mga universities. Beyond, siyempre, yung mga clinical trials ay limited na rin doon sa mga may malalaking ospital. No? Kasi diyan ka makakakuha ng mga pasyente. So, into Class Lunas, while we are talking of more than 1,000 possible species from our rich biodiversity, as of now, 2019, we are ready to proceed with 18 of these for either the manufacture of the active ingredients, kasi yung active ingredients, pwede mo naman siya i-synthesize, or pwede ka nang tumuloy sa clinical trials, okay? Kung gusto mong maging gamot. Now, ano ba yung sasabihin ko? To Class Lunas. Kasi yung clinical trials is an expensive activity. So, we do not foresee all to graduate into the clinical trials stage. Maybe the clinical trials can be done by the private sector, okay? And even from the foreign companies. We anticipate that there will be interest from foreign companies. But they have to pay us. Now, we have other than 2 Class Lunas. Sige pa, next slide. Ito naman yung may kinalaman sa advanced device and materials testing, ADMATEL, which most of you have seen already. Ang kagandahan dito, nag-expand na siya ng clientele from the usual semiconductors and electronics. They're now into the other clientele, okay, which includes the pharmaceutical industries, also the space technology, okay, and other industries that are doing testing now at the ADMATEL. Next, ito naman yung more for the development of new products. This will richly enhance our innovation capacity. Kasi dito, welcome ang mga researchers, welcome ang mga small entrepreneurs, welcome ang estudyante, ang mga teachers na gustong magkutingting at mag-develop ng consumer products and electronics. Yan ang facilities na nandiyan, the printed circuit board prototyping and fabrication facility. So, hindi ka na mamumroblema kung saan ka magpapagawa ng printed circuit board, EMC and other test facility. Raul, ano nga EMC? Electromagnetic compatibility, and of course, the product prototyping laboratory itself, okay, where you assemble the components and come up with a working consumer product. Next, we have the Food Innovation Centers. Ito medyo luma na sa inyo to kasi sinimulan yan as early as 5 years ago. Nung panahon pa ni Secretary Montejo, inimpisahan ng mga FICs. But really, it has revolutionized new product development in the regions, no? Yung mga processed food. So that in a matter of, halimbawa dito, in 2018 alone, there were 2,000, almost 3,000 new product concepts that were generated, resulting in more than 400 new products that were developed. with 70 intellectual properties filed and 1,618 customers served. Mostly, these are our SMEs. Pupunta sila doon, naiisip nila yung produkto, paano ba gagawin ito, tutulungan sila doon. Next, OneLab, ito naman yung mga IT-based networks natin na pinapadali ease of doing business on the part of our clientele. So itong OneLab, kahit saan ka nandun, kahit yung laboratory na nandun sa lugar mo, limited lang ang mga test na isinasagawa, pwede mo isubmit ang sample mo at bahala na yung laboratory na yon sa logistics para makarating dun sa laboratory which can do the analysis. It can be in another location. And you can see now the figures. We start with the 6 national R&D laboratories that we have in Bicutan, in Diliman, and in Los Baños. And then we have the 15 regional standards and testing laboratories. 15 lang po kasi walang sariling laboratory ang DOST NCR. Kasi ang DOST NCR ay nandito na mismo sa lugar kung saan nandun yung mga national laboratories. And then we have 30 non-DOST laboratories. Some are private, some are from other departments like the Department of Health and the Department of Agriculture. Next, we have ano ba ito? The demonstration of the DOST innovation landscape. Dito na tayo pupunta dyan sa mga mapa na yan. Meron pa ba susunod na slide? Ha? Wala na. Kaya, bago tayo magkaroon ng mga tanungan, gusto namin imbitahan ang ating mga media people. Well, actually, kung meron kayong hawak na laptop pa, pwedeng ikaw nga magpaliwanag, Lawrence, kung paano. Kasi ako, gusto ko naman ay imbitahan yung pair by pair. No? Dalawa-dalawa, pumunta sa harap para lang ma-demonstrate kung sino. Okay? Magtambal ang isang bata at saka isang hindi bata.